feel that the settlement is the city's way of preparing us for some bad news that may be dropping any minute now.
First at 5:30, WLKY News is taking a closer look at the $12 million settlement between Metro Louisville and Breonna Taylor's family. We took the settlement to both experts in criminal justice and researchers looking into the strained relationship between police and the black community.
All new tonight, WLKY's Marvis Herring tells us why they say you should look at the details of the LMPD reforms in the agreement.
So it would be more beneficial or consequential, really, to LMPD if the officers themselves were the ones paying this restitution.
Dr. Cicely Cottrell is the director of the Criminal Justice Degree Program at Spalding University. She's read the details of what's being called a historic city settlement in regards to a case involving a black woman. She believes the city got it right, mandating random drug tests at LMPD.
The downside of it is we don't see in the policy that police officers will be drug tested on the outset of police use of force. We really need that because in Breonna Taylor's case, the officers that were involved in the shooting were not drug tested, and that's very problematic.
Last week, Mayor Greg Fisher touted a new incentive program for LMPD officers who live in low-income neighborhoods or get involved in organizations in certain neighborhoods.
Particularly, it seems to be black communities.
Dr. Cottrell says efforts like this often lead to over-policing of minorities, more arrests, followed by the continued cycle of fines, court dates, a criminal record, and the financial blows they create.
I'm not in support of the reforms as replacement for justice for Breonna Taylor, which only looks like Hankinson, Mattingly, and Cosgrove being arrested and charged.
Dr. Deonte Hollowell's experience researching the history of police and African Americans dates back more than a decade. He believes similar LMPD policies should have already been in place. For Hollowell, dragging the case out allowed more opportunity for the spread of misinformation, dividing this community and taking the focus off the botched raid that killed an aspiring emergency responder. Hollowell and Cottrell believe we need to revisit how much power we give police unions.
We have to also remember what this is really about, which is about justice and about reforms that will allow black people to feel comfortable in their neighborhoods and outside of their neighborhoods and don't feel like they can be killed without justice being had.
Marvis Herring, WLKY News.
Dr. Cottrell says it's important to note that at least half of the settlement's police reforms still require the approval of the local police union before they can take effect.
Mayor Fisher declared a state of emergency as the city of Louisville prepares for a decision in the Breonna Taylor case. WLKY Chopper HD flying high above downtown where protesters are gathered at Jefferson Square and many streets are blocked off. Neither the mayor nor Governor Beshear said they know when the decision is coming, which is expected at any time. Attorney General Daniel Cameron and a grand jury will decide whether or not to indict any of the LMPD officers involved in Taylor's death.